Hello.
Hi.
Hi, everyone. Okay, well, yeah, this is it. Yeah, of course, there is nothing to understand, nothing to get or realize or notice, be aware of, whatever. All of these things are already impossible. Yeah, so of course there is no message, of course. There is no teaching, no advice, no method or path or whatever. Yeah, the suggestion, one could say, the apparent suggestion is just that what appears to be happening is all there is. And there is, of course, nothing else. And so, yeah, of course, what appears to be happening is not hiding. So nothing has been lost. Nothing could therefore possibly be found or refound or whatever. Yeah, so of course this just is naturally whole and complete. What appears to be happening, an apparent body sitting on a chair, breathing, listening, whatever, asking a question, having a cup of tea is just what appears to be happening. And it's just totally innocently, perfectly and blindly itself, one could say. And there just seems to be some bodies or whatever that seem to just claim this is happening to me. Which then seems to be this so-called illusion or whatever, or this dream or whatever, that this is happening to me, that I am sat on Zoom listening to Izzy. And yeah, of course, there's nothing wrong with this. There just appears to be a body claiming that this is me or whatever. That's fine. It's just what appears to be happening. But of course, the suggestion is there just is no one. There never has been, and the me can't fall away or whatever. There just already is no one. There is no me that could be continued or collapse or whatever. It's just what appears to be happening. So yeah, of course, everything is welcome. There is no topic or agenda, as I say. So anyone is welcome to speak or just say hello, or we can just be in silence. Yeah, let's see what happens, I guess. Everyone can unmute themselves if you want to speak. That'll be fine. Yeah.
Don't know what I've done here. Go.
Hi, Maura.
Am I speaking? I don't know what's going on with my phone. It's gone all bonkers.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
I'm speaking. Right. Okay. I think in your last Zoom meeting, you mentioned the lived sense. The individual is a lived sense. A lived sense, an energetic lived sense, I suppose, something like that. I mean, do you not have the lived sense anymore?
No, of course not. No.
So something did change then?
Well, I mean, in this apparent collapse or death of this so-called lived sense, it just turns out there never was a lived sense.
Right, yeah, as usual.
Yeah, same old, I'm afraid.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I suppose I'm trying to think, what's the difference? That's what it is.
Yeah, of course, and there is none.
I know that, it's not now, but you know what I mean. It's not this thing that I'm trying to do where I'm adding on this information. That's the opposite in a way of what already is. So I suppose, but I don't know. I suppose when you say a lived sense, I'm like, so is that what's going on then? What have I got? What's making this me not think this is all there is? Why is that being overlooked? Through the lived sense, I suppose, being there. Is it? Is that what's happening?
Well, of course, nothing is being overlooked. So there is nothing to overlook. As I say, nothing is hiding. There just is nothing. There's just what appears to be happening, including, of course, a body saying that there seems to be a me that is overlooking something or whatever. It's just what appears to be happening.
So if you get like a glimpse of something that appears to be different to what you normally, just a glimpse that is, I don't know what it is even. I think I expect that to turn into something, but it doesn't.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, these so-called glimpses or whatever, of course, the apparent person seems to then sort of create a bank of these almost, like feel as if liberation or apparent liberation will just be one big glimpse or the final glimpse or whatever, or the more glimpses I have, the closer I get.
Right. Yeah, I don't know what to say even. I mean, I don't know what I'm trying to do, what I'm trying to find or achieve. Yeah. It was just the lived sense thing, the energetic lived sense that people talk about. And some people do talk about there being a contraction that they weren't aware of until it left. And when it left, it was like they only realized that it was there after it had gone. So there was a contraction.
Well, I mean, actually, of course, there is no contraction. So it seems more to be that this apparent collapse or this explosion into boundlessness is then revealed that there never was any contracted energy.
I don't know. Yeah, it's just I've heard some people, other speakers, say stuff about a contracted energy that did leave. You know, but then different people, I don't know if different people will experience different things or what.
Yeah, I mean, of course, I
suppose I'm looking for something.
I mean, what is being described or suggested, of course, is not sort of, well, it's nothing. Nothing is being suggested, of course. But there's no, I mean, the so-called person would, of course, turn this into a theory or a formula.
Yeah.
So trying to then work this out. So there's contraction and then there's boundlessness and does that, and all these words.
That's what I do all the time. It does it with other things. I mean, I'm constantly trying to do that everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm doing it with this as well. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's what the mind wants to do, I suppose. But anyhow, yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying, I think I'm doing it with this, the same as it's problem solving.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Problem solving thing going on. I like problem solving, probably, or my mind does, yeah. But anyhow, the dog next door is annoying me now. It's crying and just kind of taken my attention, and it's quite upsetting, really. But anyhow. Right, so yeah, I don't know what I'm trying to do, pin it down, turn it into something.
Yeah. And yeah, of course, there's nothing wrong with this.
I suppose it's listening to different people as well. Keep listening to different people. Say certain people have said certain things and my mind has latched onto it, you know. But that's because I've got a tendency to do that, I suppose. I latch on to things, like compulsive, you know, obsessive. So it's probably just doing that with this.
Oh, yeah, of course. And yeah, I mean, I did that too, of course. With
but
the words.
Sorry?
Oh, no, I'm just saying with the words, with the, you know, all this stuff, energy, nothing, everything, trying to somehow fit it in. Because, of course, the so-called person thinks that there will be an answer at the end.
But you at some point stopped doing that, and that was sudden, was it?
Well, of course, I didn't even have the chance to stop. I stopped, one could say.
Yeah, right, because it weren't that's not in time, and yeah, all right, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I just died, of course. The one that was trying to work it out just died.
Right, yeah, okay. And I'm just going, what's that? What does that mean? What does that mean? Tell me what that means, you know.
Yeah, which of course there's nothing wrong with. This is wholeness too. Just a body questioning or whatever. Apparently questioning.
I think I'm trying to get it and keep it.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah,
I've got that now. I've got that, and I put it in my bag and stash it. Yeah. Got that now. That's what I'm trying to do, I think.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, the so-called person will live in this world of beginnings and endings. So it would love to, yeah, okay, can tick this off. Death, tick.
Accumulate it and keep it. I'm trying to keep everything.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, all for me.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's right.
Apparently, yeah.
So you didn't even have time to what you said there just now. I can't remember what you said, but I'll be able to look back on it again. But I don't know. Even then, I'm still trying to keep it.
Yeah, of course. I mean, the so-called person will well, lives in this so-called world of needing things to grasp onto, something to hang on to, whether it's words, a feeling, an emotion, a state, whatever.
Because without it, well, it can't exist, I suppose.
Well, of course, it already doesn't exist, so to speak.
Right, okay, yeah.
There already is no one, but one could say as a story, yeah, the apparent attempt to cling on to something seems to, well, I can't even, of course, say seems to keep the person alive because there is no one. But as a story, this seems to perpetuate this apparent loop. I mean, there is no loop, so this is totally made up.
Right.
But it's a nice story, yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's all a bit weird, isn't it? But anyhow, I don't know what else to say now, really. I mean, I just flounder me way out of here now. So, I got anything else to say, really? Okay, nice to speak to you, all right?
Thank you, Moira. Nice to chat.
Yeah, bye. Oh, have I got to take my hand down? I didn't put it up, did I? Unmute?
No, I can, yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine.
Should I unmute myself? I can unmute. Oh, you done it.
Yeah, sure, yeah. I can mute you if you want. Okay, in the chat. Hi, Izzy. At first, I like to congratulate you with your new King Charles III. Thank you, Baron. A beautiful illusion kept alive, isn't it? Well, yes, of course. It's very British, it seems.
Hi, Izzy.
Hi, Baron.
Hi. I see that I'm on a high and low. On the one side, it's very quiet. I was this morning in the park and it was just beautiful and quiet, and I noticed this space, so to say. And on the other side, I'm in unbelievable turbulences. Especially yesterday, when I was confronted again with my neighborhood and my neighbors. They are looking so dark at us when we are not agreeing with their behaviors. When they are too loud, it's too much. And we say something about this, then there is a switch in darkness, and they are very angry and starting to project us, every kind of things on us. And so this quiet space and then these turbulences, I hope this will get a bit balanced in the. So do you know this? Can you say about something about this?
Yeah, well, I mean, of course, these so-called up and down emotions or whatever, or changing emotions or feelings, is just what seems to be happening, what appears to be happening, as part of, one could say, just the functioning of the body, just changing emotions, feelings, whatever, reactions, habits, relationships, whatever. But of course, these so-called intense up and downs seem to just totally collapse in this sense. These sort of, like you say, these kind of polarities of feeling great and peaceful and whatever, and then feeling terrible and like that's being ruined or whatever. I mean, of course, what's being suggested is everything. So there's just perhaps intense anger, frustration, and then intense happiness and joy or whatever. But yeah, as I say, these sort of so-called turbulent emotions do seem to just plateau, one could say, as the body just seems to relax. But in a funny sense, of course, these different emotions, of course, are still just emotions or whatever, and just totally full-on intensity, happiness or sadness. But of course, there's just not this illusory sense of them being ups and downs or goods and bads. They're just what they are, I guess, just the body just feeling or whatever. There's not this sort of extra layer or this whatever of, oh, I was feeling so good yesterday, why can't I feel like that again? Of course, all that thing just totally collapses. There's nothing wrong with anything. But of course, there's also no experience of there being nothing wrong with anything. So there's sort of the pain or whatever. And then, of course, there's not this added thing of someone being like, oh, it's okay, there's nothing wrong with the pain, it's okay, da, da, da. No, there's just full-on, total intense pain for no one. Or happiness or whatever. It doesn't have to always be pain. But of course, it's just all the flavours of life, one could say, just totally full on for no one.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Baron. Nice to see you. Okay, in the chat, do you still fall in love? Well, of course not, no. Which sounds terribly depressing, of course. I don't fall in love, I don't enjoy anything. But no, of course not. There is no one who could fall in love or who could enjoy or whatever. There just is no one. So yeah, of course, one could just say that, I mean, what is unconditional love. So no one can fall in love with that. Everything that appears to be happening, or all that appears to be happening, is already unconditional love, one could say. So yeah, I mean, there's just no one to fall in love with. But yeah, of course, like, if you don't fall in love, but falling in love can happen. Yeah, exactly. In this sense of yeah, friendships may happen, romantic relationships may happen, but actually this sort of course, I mean, when I was still alive, there was always this sort of distinction between like a friend and like a lover or whatever, family, or, you know, all these sort of lines between so-called relationships or whatever. And of course there's still, you know, family, friends, romance, whatever, but this sense of there being actually these different levels to relate to others, of course, is just totally dead. Yeah, there is no other to relate to. So yeah, just totally normal. Friendships may happen, relationships may happen. But yeah, as I say, this sort of whole extra analysis of are we friends or are we, what is this? I mean, just totally dead. Okay, in the chat, Izzy, what do you think about the use of drugs around this message, narcotics and or psychedelics? Yeah, well, of course, I mean, of course, there just is no message or nothing to take, I don't know, anyone or anything further or closer or whatever. So yeah, like taking psychedelics or other drugs or whatever, it's just what appears to be happening. There's just already no one doing this. Of course, the so-called thing, especially with things like psychedelics, would be this so-called experience or whatever, or different things that are reported. And then the so-called hope or whatever, that the more I take them or the more the different insights I have from a trip or whatever will lead somewhere to some sort of answer or some sort of healing or self-inquiry or ego death or whatever. Yeah, of course, these just seem to be another so-called experience or whatever, illusory experience. And there's nothing deeper or better about them. And yeah, the interest in sort of doing this sort of thing just totally collapses, I guess.
Hello,
Hi,
morning,
Catherine.
afternoon, evening, night.
Hi.
Hello. I was going to say, there's no journey. There's no
Yes.
getting to what is, and there's no before or after. It's just what appears to be. And also there's no knowing. There's no knowing what is. There's no framing and giving a name. So the story gives a name. That's a window, that's a curtain. It's just a name. What is what is without name. What is what is without framing. And it's just everything, like asking question, wondering what is this, what are they talking about. Just what are they talking about? Is it? It's just, that's it. It's just what is, asking the question, scratching the chin. It's just, and there's no me or others. and there can be, like Moira was saying, there can be a tension, a contraction that can drop, but it can also be there. It's not an arrival. A loss of contraction is not, oh, that's it, I've arrived. Contraction can happen, you know, if you go outside in the cold, the body will contract. And if you're nervous, you know, you go on stage or whatever, you can feel the stick in your stomach. And speaking like this as well, it's just everything. It's everything. It doesn't cancel anything out, and it can also be, you know, disappointing.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Oh. But it's lovely. It's lovely to have the questions. And they are not questions, they are not answers. It's just birds singing to each other or dogs barking, and there's a call, and those explanations are still just words.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. And there can be quiet time and turbulent times as well.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. And but there's the immediate response of frustration, or these annoying, you know, things, you know, loud noises. So last week I was on a Zoom, and there was very loud music near me, and my body reacts, you know, it's painful to the ears as the vibration comes through. So I decided to leave and go outdoors, but there's no story, oh, they shouldn't have that loud music. It just, this automatic, it's freer. It's freer. It can be more painful, but it's
yeah, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, one could even say this so-called, of course to no one, but this life is full on intense. Yeah, the body then just seems to react and deal with whatever in just how it does or whatever. Yeah, as you say, they may just not like a loud noise, or just go outside and have more quiet or whatever. But like you say, there's no sort of deeper thing behind this.
Yeah, no interpretation.
Exactly.
It's not a language that needs interpreting into another language. A thought doesn't answer another thought. It's just speaking.
Yeah, exactly. Just
anyway,
slightly thinking, whatever.
Yeah. Nice to see you.
Oh, nice to see you, Catherine. Okay, in the chat, so less is more. You don't own anything, even yourself. However, you look like you have the whole universe with you, while people who have the power in this world look miserable, ironically enough. I'm not sure if you mean me. You look like you have the whole universe with you. Well, I think I see what you're saying. Yeah, of course. I mean, but yeah, there is no one who realizes there is no one, and there's no one who thinks they are someone who has to chase money or whatever and is miserable. But yeah, I mean, of course, as a story, yeah, of course, this so-called person seems to seek all these things, hoping, of course, that they will make it happy or fulfilled or whatever, just hoping. Yeah, of course, there just is nothing wrong with this. in the chat. Okay, hi Izzy. I heard something like life is lose-lose. One possibility is to be a me, but that will never be satisfied, or another possibility where there is no one and therefore nothing to obtain or certify. Can you say something about this? Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, what is a total lose-lose, one could say. Yeah, yeah. I mean, what the so-called person seems to be trying to do, one could say, is win. Or win at life, or win, or just have some success or outcome or whatever. But yeah, I mean, of course, there is no one. So there is no sort of this possibility and that possibility. Of course, there just are no possibilities. But yeah, one could say this apparent experience of being me. I mean, either, yeah, in this sense, of course, what's being suggested is total lose-lose. So either there seems to be, like you say, there seems to be me or whatever, apparently. And then there is this thing called liberation, which I haven't got yet, and I will hope to get one day or whatever. Or there's this apparent death and this apparent liberation. I mean, saying or even makes it sound like there's two, but whatever. Or there's this apparent liberation, and of course, then there's just no one, like you say, yeah, there's no one to experience that or benefit from it or whatever. So yeah, it's a total lose-lose. There's me and I'm not liberated, or there's this apparent liberation for no one. Yeah, I mean, for me or whatever, for the apparent person, I mean, what is being suggested is death, is total loss. Which, yeah, if this is heard or whatever, this can be quite painful, it can seem. Yeah, this isn't a popular message for the so-called person. Okay. Wanting to try. But lose is only a concept for the me. Yeah, of course. Yeah, there is nothing to lose and nothing to win. So yeah, like you say, saying this is a total lose-lose would even suggest that there could be something to lose. But seen from the apparent person which feels there is something to lose, this is death. I mean, yeah, one could say it's even worse than a lose-lose because there's actually nothing to lose. Or that could be lost. Okay, do you drink alcohol and get drunk from time to time with friends? No comment. But yeah, I mean, yeah, of course. Well, of course, I don't know, but the body just, yeah, whatever, has fun, socializes. But of course, this sort of extra layer that might have used to been there or apparently been there of sort of, I don't know, like drinking being this event or this kind of escape or whatever, you know, have a good time to sort of look forward to this thing at the weekend, all this sort of stuff, you know, I like this just totally collapses. I mean, drinking may happen, Going out may happen. Getting drunk may happen. But yeah, there's just whatever. It's just what appears to be happening. The same as staying in and reading a book might happen or whatever. No, which I'm looking at the next question. How do you spend your time? Do you study or do sport? Going to nature, reading books, or just going with the flow? Yeah, well, I mean, of course, there just is no one going with the flow, even. There's just what appears to be happening. I mean, you could say there's just the flow or whatever, but yeah, it's quite romantic. Yeah, there's just what appears to be happening. So yeah, I mean, no, there's no studying or no. Yeah, just walking the dog, reading books, getting drunk, whatever. I mean, just totally normal. I think, of course, yeah, the so-called person would perhaps be very disappointed. Thinking perhaps that I lead some sort of magical or mystical life. But no, of course, what is being suggested is just totally normal, one could say. Just what appears to be happening already. Going for coffee with friends. You look like an artist to me. Oh thank you. Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, this just hobbies, whatever, just seem to happen or not. There's just, of course, no one controlling this or doing this or whatever. I really like art or I really like music. That's my thing or whatever. No, that's just what appears to be happening. Oh, in the chat. You talk like Bob Dylan back in the day. Okay. They want to find a reason why his songs are written in a particular way. They try to make him a philosopher. But he always answers, they just happen, man. Yeah, of course. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, actually, in a lot of these songs or whatever, I mean, of course, yeah, there is no message, but there seems to be this type of communication comes out in quite a lot of these songs.
Yeah. Yeah. This type of communication.
No, yeah, of course, there just is no, yeah, like you say, the so-called person will always want to know why, or the deeper meaning behind a song or music or whatever. Yeah, philosophy. But yeah, of course, songs seem to get written. They just get listened to, whatever. And yeah, this type of communication seems to actually also be there in quite a lot of music, one could say. But of course, there's, yeah, as I say, there is no message. So there's no difference between a Bob Dylan song talking about love or whatever and someone in the supermarket talking about the pub or what. Sorry to any big Bob Dylan fans. So yeah, of course, there's just no difference between anything. Okay, in the chat, ordinary life, full on, extraordinary in its ordinariness, and at the same time, nothing is happening. Yeah, of course, yeah, totally. Totally normal. Okay, this everything being nothing and nothing being everything. Can you say a bit more about what is meant here? Well, of course, this doesn't mean anything like everything else. There just is no meaning in these words that could even be elaborated on, let's say, or explained. But just what appears to be happening is nothing being everything, one could say. I don't tend to say this that much, but yeah, just what appears to be happening is just full on everything. And it's nothing. Yeah, of course. So it's nothing being everything. And of course, this so-called person would just still interpret these dualistically or whatever. That there even is a nothing and an everything, and they are one, or nothing being everything, or whatever. But of course, these two or whatever aren't even simultaneous, because there's just nothing happening. And there's not even a possibility of something simultaneously, nothing being everything, whatever. Yeah, I mean, one could just say what appears to be happening is nothing being everything, but it's just totally incomprehensible. It's just an apparent Zoom meeting. A body just sitting, an apparent body sitting, asking a question. What does nothing being everything mean? Is nothing being everything? There's already wholeness. Okay, can we say that what is permanent? No, of course not. I mean, there is no what is. So of course nothing can be said about it. So of course it's not that what is neither permanent nor impermanent or whatever. It's just that there isn't even a what is that one could say anything about. So yeah, of course, just what is just wholeness, one could say. in this sense, as it's just what appears to be happening. But of course, the wholeness is not a descriptor of what is, because as I say, there is no what is. It's just simply what appears to be happening. So it's just neither, there is no what is that's coming into existence or whatever, or not. Okay, in the chat, who is your favourite singer? Oh. Oh, well, I think we'll have to go with Bob Dylan. Based on the theme of this morning's call. Well, yeah, I do like Bob Dylan, so we'll go with that. Oh, did your doggy notice the change, you being a nothing? Oh no, she's just as misbehaved, unfortunately. Well, yeah, I mean, no, of course not. There was no change. So if anything, there, of course, just was this total collapse of someone that perhaps thought my dog was something or whatever. I mean, actually, with animals, there was always this sense, one could say, of course, that there is no one in there or whatever. This seems more obvious or whatever. But of course, then when it gets to other people, there seems to be this certainty that there is someone or whatever. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, yeah, if anything, there just seemed to be this collapse of this relationship. Yeah, well, just relationship to animals, to humans, whatever. There's no relating. Can we say there is no dog to notice the change? Yeah, exactly. And there's no change. Yeah. Our dog was misbehaving before. And then I died and she still misbehaves. I'm not some animal whisperer now, unfortunately. I do not have any more questions, but to say I love you and thank you very much. Oh, that's very kind. Thank you. Okay, in the chat, do there any sense to make a living out of speaking? Well, it's not a very lucrative business. But yeah, I mean, of course not, no. They're just the one who would have hoped to do this or got anything from speaking or whatever is dead. And so yeah, of course, they're just speaking seems to happen. Donations seem to happen. Whatever, money for an event seems to happen. But of course, there is no exchange. There just is no one. There's no one who's getting anything. There's no one who's giving anything, whatever. But yeah, I mean, of course, just money is made or whatever. Paying rent happens or whatever. Buying the shopping and yeah. But no, of course, this whole thing of trying to make of anything, out of life, out of a career, out of speaking, whatever, is just totally dead. And so communicating to animals is just an imagination. Well, just, I don't know, just being with a pet or talking to your dog is just what appears to be happening. There's nothing imagined or real or whatever about anything. What is neither real nor unreal. And so just talking to my dog or asking her to stop barking usually is just what appears to be happening. And there's just nothing deeper in this, no sort of mystical communication between me and my dog or whatever. It might be useful if there was. Yeah, no, but sort of this extra layer, no, of course not. There's just what appears to be happening, and there's no one doing that. No animal, no human, whatever. Okay, well, yeah, we've hit the hour, so yeah, well, of course, this is it. Oh, thank you, Baron. That's lovely. Yeah, this is wholeness. So just, yeah, as you say, sharing, talking for an hour, whatever, apparently talking, laughing, having fun, feeling sad, happy, whatever. It's just what appears to be happening. There is no me, there is no one. There's just what appears to be happening, which is already naturally whole and complete. Nothing has to die or fall away or change or whatever. Nothing could die, fall away or change for this just to become more of what it is. It's already this, so to speak. Okay, well, yeah, there'll be a meeting next Saturday for sure. I'm not sure about Wednesday yet, but I'll put it online as usual, so you'll be able to see on that. But yeah, thanks for coming and joining, and have a lovely weekend.
Thank you, Izzy.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank
Bye.
you. Lovely
You
to see
too.
everyone.
Nice to see you.
You.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.